First of all, I'm just gonna say the amount of Olafs that I have in my house around Christmas, I'm not even ashamed about it. And I was a
Warm hugs, warm hugs.
yes.
Yes.
The fondest memory of any show I ever did was playing Rod in Avenue Q. So just had to get that out of the way.
Oh, I bet you were
Yeah.
amazing. And are you wearing a Hocus Pocus t-shirt right now?
I swear it was an accident.
That's amazing.
That's
We
amazing.
were once waited on at a restaurant by a descendant of the Sanderson sisters, and our friend who was with us was a descendant of the Putnams, who were the witch hunters of Salem. So it was quite a dinner.
That's I'm sure you had nothing to talk about. Nothing at all. Um, I love the show so much. I've been I would sort of consider myself to be like not Marvel allergic, but sort of like I'm just the Marvel stuff has just never been in my wheelhouse. But this show, my God, I've seen it like 3 or 4 times through. I'm
Oh,
so
wow.
obsessed with it.
Wow.
Oh,
The music, something that I love about you guys as writers in general is that your music is so character driven, and I feel like I don't hear a lot of music that is so genuinely character driven. Anytime that you guys are attached to anything, I get so excited.
wow.
um it's just a gush fest for me, so
Let's let that soak in. We're
Yes.
letting that soak in.
yeah. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I guess in a sort of general sense, what kind of pressure do you guys feel to create a song that quite literally stands the test of time, century to century? Um, I was like sort of looking at all the like lyrics all side by side and like soaking in all the differences, the sort of similarities between them. But yeah, what kind of pressure is there?
Well, when I was a kid, I played a suite of folk songs that had been adapted by modern American composer.
Mm,
And as part of my work on that, learning that piece, I went back in time and looked at a lot of the different versions, the different lyrics, the
hmm
different melodies, the variations. And my piano teacher made me do this and look at the Alan Lomax book and all that stuff, and
hmm
realized that folk songs are written by people, and it's almost like a collaboration of many people throughout time. So that was my excitement when Jack pitched the idea for this song and all the different versions of it. We were going to get to write the entire history of something, and
mm,
she had really she knew more about music than we did for this one because she had set it up so that it was the big reveal at the end was that it was written by a mom and her son
hmm
as they walked along a road, and that meant that it had to be simple, that it had to be catchy, that it had to have a sing-songness to it, which really worked to make it believably a hit in every era. And
Yeah,
so
I mean, I would just to add, once Bobby sort of he really found that down, down, down the road, down, da, 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 and that was going to be our foundation that we built on. The fact that you just said that you laid out the lyrics side by side is kind of how it was written as well. It was like a Sudoku.
mm,
It was like a 10-dimensional Sudoku, right? So when I went to write, I was like, we need to write the 70s version first because it has
right.
to be a hit. It also has to have this love overlay, this like romance, Fleetwood Mac kind of overlay. It also needs to have a bridge that wasn't
hmm
part of the original song. So let's write the one that needs to contain the most multitudes first, and then we can peel back from there. But while I was writing that, I also had the entire script of the last episode where the song is being written
hmm
out. And so I was constantly going back and forth, making sure that what I was writing was in dialogue with that and could hold its origin story inside of it. And then there was also this document of like the 15 things that needed to be in the song because it was the roadmap for the whole thing.
hmm
I had this document of like it needed to have contain all of the witches elements. It needed to have glory at the end, the promise of a prize at the end. It needed to say that the road was dangerous. It needed to have a lyric that could be misheard and misunderstood. So there were all these pieces, and it was like, I'm a huge puzzle fan. We do
Hmm.
New York Times puzzles every day. So it was, for me, I love that kind of stuff. It was super fun. And Bobby then like processed it through the Bobinator and, and turned it into this wonderful, fun song that was super fun to sing.
Hearing you describe like everything you need to put into it, I almost got like anxiety. I would just crumble if I would have to like have to do this, this, and this, and also include 15 references. Of yeah, I would not. Oh my gosh, I would not be able to do that. Um,
It's
you
interesting
know,
because that's how my brain works. A lot of people, like, I can't remember what I had for lunch, but I'm really good if I have to hold like 17 things and just fuse it all together and confuse it all.
yeah. It's so when we realize like the origin of the song, it's the first thing when I saw that episode. Not only was I just gobsmacked about the episode twists and turns, but it's also just like the sort of simplicity that it is a song between a mother and her child. It was like no wonder it is sort of so grounded in a character, like the thing that I was saying that I love about you guys. But it's also just like no wonder it sort of stands the test of time. There was like a purity to that can sort of grow and mutate and change and lead itself to all the different versions that we have grown to know and love.
Can I add
um
one more thing there, which I
yeah.
think, um, to your point about grounded in character, Bobby really paid a lot of attention to never let you know if you were in major or minor.
Mm,
Um, Sort of the way that you never know if Agatha is good or bad.
hmm.
That there's like the minute you think you know what key it's in, it changes to minor.
Yeah.
I think it was part of your
Well, it needed
process.
to be simple, but it also needed to be interesting. So that's
Hmm.
always a tricky thing. Like, how do you make something simple that isn't simplistic and that doesn't make people want to throw up if they hear it more than twice? And and so I often find myself trying to find what the complexity is hidden within the simplicity. And for this
Yeah.
one, the changing mode of the song, just like
Yeah.
is never this or that.
That's funny that you say you never know if she's good or bad. When my husband and I were finally catching up to the show, I distinctly remember as soon as you say that, he was in the kitchen like between episodes, and we both love Catherine Hahn. I mean, who doesn't? But he was just like, I remember him turning around. He was like, God, I hate her, but I love her, and I don't know how I feel about her. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's the point. We
Yeah.
don't know how to feel. Yeah. Um, I wanted to ask about the first time that we hear uh, the Ballad of the Witches Road sung by Agatha in episode 2, when the other witches come in. I This just might be my overworking brain, but I wanted to know if who sings the order of who sings, is that written in the script, or is there sort of like, I don't say like a secret meaning there, but I mean, like, I know that Catherine, when she says water worth an air and she gestures to Patty, and then later in the song when they're all singing, Patty singing like the highest part, and made me think, oh, she's above everybody, she's singing air. I didn't know if you could tell me in terms of bringing all the other witches in, I guess, what's it sort of like working with this coven, and if there's maybe some secret hidden meaning there that I'm probably overthinking.
Well, it was they had to figure out the staging of the scene. So before
Hmm.
we had to figure out who sang what when, and obviously Catherine starts it off. I don't remember exactly the reasons for why people come in when they do. A lot of it had to do with the arrangement, and
Mm.
I guess Sashir is doing the low part, and that's the first one to enter, so that's why she enters first.
I think we were trying to be as intentional as we could while
Hmm.
also staying true to the layering the voices in the right way. So I think we were a little bit intentional about their each which sort of came in on their element as much as possible. But it just, half of that is happy accident. Sashir has this beautiful, like oaky resonance down low, and it really added this extra power that was far more epic than my demo, which is all my voice, is a little bit Irish, like it's a little bit ethereal. But
yeah, we thought of it as almost like a liturgical version of the cool 70s one.
Right.
But it turned out to be much powerful in the voices of these women. And Patty was her own story because she was brought on midway, we'd already written everything, and also asked us not to write her anything because she was Patty. She just put me wherever the character would have been placed. But we still wanted to showcase that voice. So, and luckily she was a soprano, belt, the high belt from Evita. And so we put her on there's one melody in the sacred chant, which is in the middle. There's a low drone and then there's a high drone, and she sings the high drone, which is a lot like Evita doing "He supports you, for he loves you." It was a lot like that. So we thought, we're gonna bring Ava back today.
And we were sitting in the studio, and the first time we heard her go down, 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 I just got full body chills, and I looked at Bobby, and I had the biggest shit-eating grin on my face. I can't believe this is my life. I'm singing like my hero.
I joked with Sashir because I had the pleasure of speaking to her, and I was like, so coven full of witches, you got all the people coming after you, got monsters, you have tests and everything, but I think the scariest thing for Sashir to say is to Patti LuPone, I think you're a little pitchy. And I was like, that's probably the scariest part. Say that to Patti LuPone.
Patty at all.
Yeah. I guess just a silly question before I let you guys go. I guess I sort of ruined my own question because I swear this was an accident. But I was going to ask you because I had the pleasure of speaking also to Michael, who co-wrote the score, and I wanted to know. I asked him this too. If there were any sort of witch lore that if you could write them a theme or a specific song, which story would you pick?
Oh, what was that HBO special? It had songs already, but it was like the worst witch. It was like an 80s HBO, and it does have this song like "Growing Up Isn't Easy."
It's got Firuza Balk.
Firuza Balk, yes, it's so campy.
It's amazing.
It's got Tim Curry, and Firuza Balk, and I think it's called like "The Worst Witch." Oh, it's got Charlotte Rae in it.
Oh my God.
And it has some songs, and it's core memory for me.
I mean, it's proto Harry Potter.
Yes, and I used to play. At sleepovers. There you go.
That looks like a reboot.
No, that might be a reboot.
Oh no! Okay.
You need to find like the VHS of.
That has that looks like it has the young person from The Last of Us. That's not Firuza Balk. I'll find it. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's so campy. Anyway, I used to play Witch School when we had sleepovers, and we would do all these. So I guess I would have wanted to write the theme song for our Witch School sleepovers. How about you, hon?
Oh boy, maybe Rosemary's Baby the musical.
I think that's a Rodgers and Hart show, isn't that? What I imagine? Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for letting me gush at you and nerd out at you. Something also that I think is really rad. Anytime that I watch the Parasite Best Picture win, you folks are right there. That's one of my favorite things. So random, so random.
They kept standing up to get more awards and leaving their Oscars just on the floor.
We babysat them.
Like we could have taken them.
No, we truly. We'll watch them. We got it. I had granola bars from my pockets in my dress.
That's great. Thank you so much for your time. Love the song, love the show. Really rooting for you guys, and big fan. So thank you so much.
Well, thanks,
Thanks,
Joey.
Joey.
Yep.
Nice
All right.
to meet you.
You too.
Take
Bye.
care.